Hello and welcome to MovieBoozer.com commentary track. I'm your host, Ken Ekman, and I'm joined by Bill Leon
What's up?
and Bill Arsenault.
Hey there.
And we're here today to talk about the unreleased 1994 Fantastic Four movie. Now, what we'd like to start off with before we begin the commentary track of the movie is to say that this movie is an unreleased film, and so therefore it's impossible to watch it through legal means. With that said, there are so many people, wonderful heroes of the internet, who upload it. Whenever it gets taken down, they upload a new version.
Well,
And
heroes of the internet. What about the people that bootleg Comic-Con footage and like the new Captain America trailer that was at the Disney convention? And are those heroes? Are those heroes, or are those the villains?
here's the thing. This is what a hero of the internet is: someone who makes footage accessible to the public, which is being held back intentionally, and is not there's no release date intended for said material.
We need an internet hero. Well, all right, we'll get to it. We'll talk about Josh Trank's
So as far as
Fantastic Four.
I don't advocate trailer leaks. I don't advocate leaks of any kind of material that does have a set release date.
You want your pipe solid and leak-free.
Exactly. But if it's something which is never going to see the light of day or won't officially see the light of day in any way, shape, or form as far as we know publicly, I have no problem with it being uploaded to the internet and shared by everyone. Superstar, the Karen Carpenter story. Todd Haynes.
Your favorite.
Oh, yeah, Todd Haynes movie featuring Barbie dolls acting out the life of Karen Carpenter. Wonderful, weird, just bizarre movie. But because of the fact that he could not secure the rights to the songs, that movie will never see the light of day.
Is there a movie like this that's more famous than this, or is this the most famous unreleased movie?
The Fantastic Four is probably the most well-known, at least at the moment, and that's mostly because we have a new Fantastic Four film out. So we have
There was the David O. Russell project called Nailed, but it ended up getting completed without him working on it, and it was called something like Accidental Love or something.
Yes.
And it became some bullshit, cut together movie that wasn't even his vision. His vision may have been poor to begin with for that movie, but whatever they turned it into, it wasn't what he was intending, and that's the one that's available right now.
Well, David O. Russell is well known for having a bit of an attitude, so I'm not surprised that
him and Lily Tomlin.
Oh yeah. Well, on the set of Three Kings, he and George Clooney fought so much, Clooney vowed to never work for him.
Oh shit.
And so, yeah,
that was one of Clooney's best movies.
Yeah, and apparently they literally came to blows at one point on set.
Yeah.
Well, like they were gonna fist fight.
As in, they did fist fight.
Shit.
And apparently Clooney kicked his ass. At least
That should have been in the movie.
Yes. Well, Three Kings is probably, first of all, it's my favorite David O. Russell movie, and it's honestly, it may be my favorite movie starring George Clooney.
I've never seen it yet. I need to see it.
Oh,
Is it on Netflix
you really
still?
should see it. I don't think it's on Netflix.
It is on Netflix.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's in my queue. I think I've seen it in my queue like recently. So
If
You really ought to see it.
You owe it to yourself, Bill, not only to see it, but see it on as big of a screen as you can possibly muster, because it is a visual glory of a film. Russell went out of his way to give it a flourish that is really, really cool, and it's so late '90s in a lot of ways.
But David O. Russell did not direct a Fantastic Four film, so let's bring it on back.
Right, yeah.
Well, absolutely. I mean, we were going off on a tangent just to explain, stuff like that. But so the Fantastic Four, this is the story behind it, as we know. The film the film rights were owned by the German producer Bernd Eichlinger, I think it's pronounced. That's a Bernd Eiglinger. And anyway, he's a German producer who purchased the rights in the 80s for apparently something like $250,000. Now, based on those rights, he had to release a movie by 1994 in order for the movie to be, in order for him to maintain his rights to the film. And due to budgetary issues, he never got around to making the movie until the early 90s when he saw the writing on the wall. And he approached Roger Corman, the low-budget schlock auteur, and engaged his studio to produce this movie.
Now, to be fair to Roger Corman, I mean, if you want a movie done as quickly as possible for as little money as possible...
The man who made Carnosaur.
Right, he's the guy to go to.
Oh, yeah, actually, one of my favorite stories of Roger Corman was in the 60s, or maybe it was it could have been late 50s, early 60s. He was on the golf course one day, and suddenly it started raining. And there was some thunder, so he had to go in. They, closed the golf course. And rather than waste the day, he literally said, all right, he saw that Boris Karloff owed him a couple days' work. Jack Nicholson, a young actor in his stable, owed him a couple days' work. And so he made the movie The Terror in about 3 or 4 days. He basically called them up and said, hey, we're making a movie, and you're under contract. And this is something that he did for a long time. And Corman was a master of putting resources together cheaply, quickly, and efficiently. And that's what this movie is. I've seen most of this movie before in bits and pieces, but never in full in one sitting. So this is going to be a bit special. But from what I've seen, it's the definition of a homemade movie. Yeah. It's a bunch of people got together and they got it done.
Well, it's like one of those, if you ever watched Mystery Science Theater, every once in a while they would watch a movie that was very much a community-made movie. Mm-hmm. Something that like a small town got together and they just produced something really quickly but with a lot of heart.
They did 3 movies by the Wisconsin filmmaker Bill Rebane, and
yes.
Bill Rebane is also, like Corman, a schlock auteur of his time, his movies were community-made. The small northern Wisconsin town that he made the film in, he would use the resources of everyone in the community.
I think we're talking about Giant Spider Invasion more so than Monster A Go-Go. Monster A Go-Go, I don't even want to talk about, but Giant Spider Invasion was definitely had some kind of a heart to it, and was definitely like a community-made film. You can tell like everyone got involved. The extras were having fun. Everyone was just engaged.
Absolutely. And Bill Rebane's studio ran for a long time. He made another movie that the Red Letter Media people did they showed that on their stream. Every New Year's they do a stream where they show a bunch of old movies. Oh, okay. And I forget what it was called, but it was a monster truck movie, and the entire last 30 minutes of the movie is just a monster truck driving over shit. And it's clear that he basically
Gravedigger.
Yeah, he got the names, I'm guessing, of some people who had stuff they needed destroyed or didn't care if they destroyed, and he said, "Hey, would you mind if my monster truck ran over your shit?"
They're like, "Yeah, sure, whatever."
And it's amazing. The highlight of the sequence is a dude in a tank is chasing the monster truck.
Whoa!
Because he had a tank.
Well, there you go.
It's rural Wisconsin. I don't know how he got. Oh, the movie's called Twister's Revenge. Twister being the name of the monster truck.
Okay. See, to me, this is the rawest of filmmaking right here. Is we have a concept, we have props, let's just shoot something. You know what I mean? Like we have a monster truck, we have a tank. What's the story? Who cares? People just want to see trucks. People want to see big things smashing into little things. That's what people care about now.
Exactly. And with Fantastic Four, essentially what happened was they made the film, and after the film was just about ready to go, rumor has it, and now this is all alleged because there's a lot of rumors, but the one that I believe, the one that makes the most sense, is that Marvel paid them off basically to not release it because they knew that they could, that this was going to be a schlocky movie, and they had already learned the hard way when that one Italian filmmaker made the Captain America film just a few years prior.
Yeah.
Well, there was also the Dolph Lundgren Punisher a few years prior.
But I don't remember them having a backlash over that.
The Captain America film had a bit of a fan backlash because it was originally going to have a nationwide release, but when they found out the quality of the Captain America film, they basically at the last second pulled the plug, and it never got a wide release in the U.S.
That film was shot in 1990? I
believe so.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Was Dolph Lundgren Punisher pre-Batman?
I think it was around that time, yeah. Because that was 1989. So
yeah.
I think it was around that time Dolph Lundgren was Punisher.
I think it might have been it might have been 88, but I don't know. If it is, that's kind of funny.
But this is all very interesting that Marvel would pay off people. No, don't release this film. Or we're going to push this to VHS. Because their name, no matter, even though it's not part of their cinematic universe, their name is attached to the new Fantastic Four. And they didn't pay off 20th Century. The only thing they did was they stopped doing the Fantastic Four comic book. Ahead of time. They were like, maybe they got wind that the movie was going to be really weird and really bad, so they were like, let's try to disassociate from that for a while. Yeah, but it's 20th Century Fox, so we'll let them fall on that sword.
I think the tragic thing about this whole backlash against Fantastic Four right now, and just because of the fact that Marvel doesn't have access to them and they can't be in the cinematic universe, is because they were the first. That was the first big Stan Lee book that kicked off the new wave of Marvel in the 60s.
And Fantastic Four, I mean, the truth is they have had the most troubled history of just about any superhero franchise, because this first attempt at a major theatrical release, well, I mean, for a B movie that at least, failed. And then they made the two movies in the 2000s, which, while they were financially successful, critics lambasted them, and in retrospect, fans are not fans of these movies.
Well, yeah, and I don't really understand, because I pointed this out when we talked about the new Fantastic Four. The 2000s movies aren't super far off. I mean, they follow a lot of the 2000s superhero movie cliches that shouldn't be in there.
Yeah.
But there's some genuineness to at least the male leads of the movie. And
it's worth noting that the German
Jessica Alba's a problem.
The tactic that Bernd Eichlinger followed in Fantastic Four for the Roger Corman film paid off for him, because that 2005 Fantastic Four film was indeed his production, as was Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Wow.
So yeah, his name is.
He had a plan. Yeah.
Yeah, he's listed as executive producer on both of those films, and so. From what I've read here, he was basically offered essentially a payback for how much it cost to make this film to bury it, which is why to this day it has never seen an official release. So without further ado, now that we've explained the details of the film, why don't we go into it? I did, if you are seeing this on the Movie Boozer website, I did link to a Daily Motion video of this, which you should see. If the link is broken by any chance, which, of course, this kind of movie is going to go in and out, just Google around. You will find a copy of the movie uploaded somewhere.
This was uploaded January 15th, 2014. So
yeah, it's
by a verified account, too.
It's not likely to disappear anytime soon. but if it does, just be forewarned. Now, I have the video set up to 9 seconds in, which is when the New Horizons logo disappears. Do you guys have it synced up?
Almost. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, now I'm synced up.
I'm on 7, 8, 9. There we go.
Why is 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9.
Shoot him.
I didn't know that joke until that McDonald's commercial in the mid-90s.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
speaking of mid-90s.
yes.
Oh, right. Yeah, there you go.
Fantastic Four. I wonder, okay, before we start, what kind of Happy Meal do you think they would have had if this movie got a release?
Yes.
Well, you would have had the weird-looking Johnny Storm as the Human Torch.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we're going to see the special effects for the Human Torch.
Now, those are unfinished, I think. But
yeah, I know.
Or maybe that was like an animation test.
Well,
right, but that's what they used.
I know.
The special effects in this movie. Well, let's just jump into the movie right now.
They're trying, but it's. Yeah, let's just jump into it.
All right, ready for the countdown?
Yep.
Sure.
All right, we will hit play in 3, 2, 1, play.
Okay.
Roger Corman presents a Constantine film production.
Kind of an ominous music, huh?
It's like The Godfather.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is this? The Godfather?
Na 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 na.
Oh, and now it's trying to be John Williams.
Yeah, now it's trying to be Superman. The Fantastic Four.
Right, that's what distinguishes this. The other films are just Fantastic Four.
Oh, are they?
Or Fant Four Stick.
Yes.
Right. 4-stick.
Alex Hyde White.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I legitimately love this opening because, yes, it's low budget, but using the stock universe kind of footage, it does set, you know, and the sort of cheesy, overly happy-sounding score, it does set a nice mood to it for a fun, goofy superhero story.
Ian Trigger.
That's a good name.
Yeah. For porn.
Um,
Joseph Culp.
I wonder if he's
that's what
related to
Dr.
Robert
Doom.
Culp.
And introducing Michael Chiklis of The Shield.
Actually,
that was a weird choice, by the way, for
Thing?
Yeah.
He did a good job.
He did a good job, but I mean, that was a weird. I wouldn't have thought the guy from The Shield.
Yeah.
And, you know, speaking of special effects, the Thing in this movie, when we see him, I think he's better looking than the Michael Chiklis Thing.
Yeah, I agree.
What? Really?
Yeah, I totally agree.
I always thought he looked a little turdy in this movie.
Well, yeah. Well, to be fair, neither movie did the Thing well.
Yeah.
The Thing was actually the best thing about the new Fantastic Four movie. I thought he actually looked like he had texture. He actually looked like rocks. You know what I mean? He looked like he had some power to him. You know?
The Thing's special effects were done well. The character...
Yes. Character not so much, but the special effects were done well, yes.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah, I can agree with you there.
But again, for what they had, I would say this was better done than the Tim Story versions of the Thing.
This movie?
Yeah. Although
I haven't. Alright, so
I do love the scene in the Tim Story, the first one, where the Thing is at the bar and he breaks a glass while trying to grip it.
He does it to a few of them, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Be quiet, guys. They're doing sciencing.
This is boring.
The dude from Police Academy.
I had a book. I still have it somewhere, but I had a book when I was growing up, like about the history of Marvel Comics, and they briefly mention this movie in there, but there's like a production still or something in the book, and I always remember seeing that and being like, "What the hell is this?" And you know, once the internet came around and like file sharing became a thing, this I don't remember how or why, but I found my way to a copy of this way back.
I learned of this movie in the mid-90s because there actually was a report in a magazine that this movie was going into production.
Mm-hmm.
And I read about it, and I was like, oh my god, the Fantastic Four, the characters from that cartoon show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're going to make a movie out of it and everything. And I never heard anything about it after that.
Uh-huh.
And until 2000, when I went to Dragon Con in Atlanta. And I went to their, they have like an expo center where you can buy things from people, vendors. And they had bootleg VHS copies of Fantastic Four. And I thought, oh, this is kind of weird. So we got a copy, and that's how I watched it.
Do you still have it?
No, it was actually given to a friend of my brother.
Ah.
But we all got to watch it, and all it was just the movie on VHS. But it was in a turtle shell case with a bootleg made cover. It was really neat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's take the science fight outside.
I can't.
You can see the actor who's playing, Reed Richards. Like, notice how his neck is pulsating when he's talking. He's putting effort into this. You can see the lines down his neck.
Well, I don't. Did we mention that none of the actors knew what was going on?
Right, the actors.
No, we didn't.
The actors and actually the filmmaker, the director of the film, Ole Sassoon, thought that this movie was going to be released, so this was not meant to be thrown away, as far as they knew. And actually, I don't think Corman knew. I think it's only the German producer who knew.
Now, this is actually good setup for the characters thus far. You know, Reed and Ben being old friends from college, the orphans at the orphanage, you know, Doom and Reed Richards.
By the way, what version of Missile Command are they playing? Those graphics are very
poor.
It's like cel-shaded animation. What kind of video game had cel-shaded animation?
I think they were just pretending to use cartoon controllers.
He knocked that girl over.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I think they were just.
She hasn't gotten up yet. Why is she still on the ground?
Because they didn't know how to.
he didn't help her up immediately. Like he waited a second.
And this
is weird. This is weird.
That was the only creepy moment right here. Was she has a crush on him, and then later they fall in love. And to be fair, when they fall in love, they are consenting adults. So it's, you know, that's not weird. It's just weird at first. But the bit with the video game, I think what they were doing was they were just playing on controllers, and I think they had a VHS tape of some cartoon playing on the TV screen.
Oh yeah.
I think that's all it was. They were just improv.
That'd be the way to do it.
Oh, that's the way they did it, probably. Science things.
What the hell is half this shit?
Exactly.
Honestly,
it doesn't matter. It's just science
this
stuff.
is the same thing as in the new Fantastic Four movie. It's the science machine that makes things disappear and reappear. Right?
Well, actually, no. They're not doing that. In this, they're trying to get the power of a comet or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
The story of the Fantastic Four in issue 1 of the comics, I don't remember why, but they go into space in a spaceship and fly through some quote-unquote gamma something.
Or cosmic rays.
Cosmic rays. Gamma rays is Hulk. Okay. Fucking, there's all this Marvel lore. Like, there's, you know, it's goofy fucking silly shit. Like,
it's all just cosmic debris.
They basically were on a research. Oh fuck!
What?
I just got an advertisement.
From what? What? What?
What?
Let me know when it's over.
The advertisement just ended, but I got an advertisement that interrupted the video.
What time code are you at?
I am at 8:24.
Oh, skip ahead to 8:40
Okay, good.
or like 8:45.
Okay, give me a sec. All right.
Now
We
I'm about to be
apologize
at
for the hiccup.
8:50 now.
Okay, I'm there.
Okay.
It's probably
All
going to happen again. I don't think I have ad blocker.
Yeah, it may be a good idea to use AdBlock Plus if you're watching this.
Okay, well, let me see if I can look it up on Chrome.
All right, so we're at 8:50 right now.
Hey, speaking of which,
Yeah.
this Your Geek News that uploaded this, I don't know if they should be profiting off this movie.
Are we paused at 8:50 or what's going on?
No, I'm at 9:20 now.
Oh, okay. Well,
You're ahead. We're at 9:22.
I'm at 9:30 now.
You're 3 seconds ahead of us.
Well, it doesn't matter.
all right. You know what? Let's just pause it right now and we'll resync. And
No. We don't need to do that.
well, okay. I'm paused right now. So what
I'm
are we
paused too. I'm at
9:40.
9:39.
I'm at 9:40.
at? All right. Let's pause it so we can resync.
Okay, and I'm gonna get an ad blocker. So.
All right. You know what? Let's pause it until he can get the ad blocker.
You know we're recording this, right?
Yes, I do know we're recording
I'm so
this.
sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. But don't worry, Google makes it very easy for us to.
Google makes it easy to circumvent.
That
All
kind
right,
of stuff,
we are
yeah.
at 9:40 right now, guys. 9:40, and I want to apologize. This is kind of a early fuck up. I promise this won't continue. In the meantime, while we're waiting for the ad blocker to come into play, a bit more things. Why don't we go ahead and just do a quick overview of our thoughts on the Fantastic Four movies?
I think we should go to Bill Leon for this.
Well, wait, because Ken, you haven't seen any of the Tim Story movies.
I have not.
Okay.
Oh wow, so you really don't have much of an
I don't hate them. They're fun. There's some bad parts in them. In fact, if you trim those movies down, you could probably trim some of the dumb jokes out of it. Anything where Jessica Alba has to take off her clothes, like that shit's pointless.
So does ad blocker work? What ad blocker do you guys have? Just ad block?
Plus.
AdBlock Plus, yep.
Ad block plus. Okay, let me. Yeah. Okay, I found it. Let me.
Now,
Ad. All right.
Just to put this on Front Street, I will say AdBlock Plus should not be used, guys, as a crutch for everything. If you value making sure your friends' websites get paid for their ad revenue, do not use it all the time. But if you are trying to watch a movie and a movie where these guys should not be making ad revenue for something like this, by the way, because it's not their movie.
Right. This
then-
ain't no Ninja Fury. What's it called? Kung Fury?
Yes.
Kung Fury, yeah.
Yeah. If it's your friend's video or if it's a video of someone who you admire that or just anyone in general who is trying to scrape their way in to making money, by all means, keep ad blocker turned off, but use it for instances like this.
Okay, I'm just about ready. I'm just checking the settings of ad blocker.
Okay, so the Tim Story movies, I don't hate them. They're problematic, but I like the casting of Chris Evans, Michael Chiklis, and Ian. I've never been able to pronounce this dude's name.
Ian Griffold?
I think it's actually just Ian Griffith.
It's not Griffith.
I think that's pretty much how it's pronounced. He's Welsh, and his name is it's written that way, and so it looks different. I'm a fan of his stuff from. He did a series of TV movies in the late 90s, early 2000s, based on the swashbuckling novels Horatio Hornblower by C.S. Forrester.
Uh-huh.
And I'm actually bringing him up right now just to hear on Wikipedia. They actually have the pronunciation, and you can play a sample. So I'm going to listen to it. Okay, so it's pronounced Ewan Griffith.
Oh well,
That's weird.
he needs a better stage name.
Yeah, he was good as Reed Richards. Even fucking whatever his name is, the guy from Nip Tuck. I didn't think he was bad as Doctor Doom.
It was just the writing, like.
For what it's worth,
there were some problems with the writing. I mean, I don't know. I kind of like parts of those movies. I love Lawrence Fishburne as the Silver Surfer. That was a good casting choice.
He was the voice of the Silver Surfer. The guy who actually played the Silver Surfer was Doug Jones, which was also a great casting choice.
Yes, very true.
For
Galactus was a big cloud.
I do have to say this. He has said multiple times that he's not changing his stage name.
Well, good for him, I guess.
Yeah, sticking to it.
Yep.
All right, so we're ready to jump right back in.
I'm just gonna call him. Well, I can't call him Reed Richards now because I guess that's Miles Teller. But
yeah.
I used to just call him Reed Richards.
Well, I respect the fact that he's proud of his Welsh ancestry. So we will hit play again in. Are we ready?
We're at 9:40.
9:40. Is
Okay.
everyone at 9:40?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. We're gonna do a 3, 2, 1, go. So we're gonna go 3, 2, 1, and go.
Okay.
And honestly, Rise of the Silver Surfer is just like, it's bad, but I think it's like so bad that it carries you through the movie. Because like every other scene, there's just something where you're like, what the fuck?
I don't know about that.
Am I wrong? I mean, like, here's my...
You're not wrong in your opinion. It's just, I don't know if I share that.
Well, I haven't seen it in a while, but if I think about the trailer when the trailer came out, and you remember, like, Sue and Reed are getting married, and for some reason the Reverend marrying them is Brian Posehn.
Oh yeah. Well,
I was just like, what
it's like
the
in the new,
fuck?
it's like in the new Fantastic Four. For some reason, Reed Richards' stepfather is Tim Heidecker. For no reason.
Yeah.
That cameo literally made no sense.
No.
It wasn't like, oh, isn't it funny that he's... Like, no, it's not. Not really. It's funny that they thought it would be funny.
Yeah, it is. It's a good point, because it's like he's doing like a version of his character from the Terrys a little bit.
Right.
Now, is anyone going to mention the fact that we just had the single most hardcore 80s lightning moment in movie history occur before our eyes?
Well, yeah, I don't know if it was that, but it was reminiscent of Highlander 2: The Quickening.
Ooh, The Quickening.
Where he goes into the big machine and he like has a quickening inside the laser.
Wait. Yeah. Highlander 2. I'm sorry. I was going to say.
Yeah, Highlander 2.
At the end of Highlander 1, the same thing happens after he kills the Kurgan. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, but this is when he goes into the ray.
Right.
He does the quickening.
Victor, no.
Is someone peeing?
Yeah, that's what it sounded like.
I was about to say, like, that's inappropriate.
That was coming from the movie.
Yeah, really.
Was it, Bill? Was it?
Hold up, I'll do it again.
You don't have to, but okay.
Yeah, please don't, because it literally sounds like you're opening up the lid. And, yeah.
So we know there's something up between these two guys who are escorting Doom's body.
Yeah, creepy bearded doctor and creepy doctor with mask half tied on.
Well, we saw them earlier on the college campus.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll reveal themselves sooner or later, but we know there's something more to the Doom backstory than he's just a scientist at a college.
Right.
But he's blaming himself, and so that's a legitimate start off to a supervillain. He's partially responsible for fucking up his friend.
No, not you mean superhero?
Supervillain. Doom.
Oh, well, yeah, Doom, but I mean, like he...
What I mean is he feels partially responsible, and it's...
For creating a supervillain, okay.
Exactly.
10 years later.
Oh, man.
What's with these time skips in Fantastic Four movies?
I don't know.
This one actually makes sense, though, because they're going to be adults at this point.
They need Johnny and Sue to be older, I guess. Like, which is, I don't even understand why they started it that way, because that's not from the comics, but...
That, by the way, that's a really weird computer monitor. Did you see that? It had, like, neon lights around the edges of it for no reason.
Those chairs.
Except that it looks like science.
Oh yeah, well this is a wonderful science room. You see the board behind him that's just like lines of lights flashing in no particular order.
Yeah. Yeah, like why is it doing that? They're not in a server room.
Well, because of science.
Well, again, Roger Corman production style. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
these are things that we associate in the audience associates in their minds with science visually. So it doesn't matter that what exactly they are. What matters is that it comes across as if this is what's happening is that there's science going on.
Well, it's the old sci-fi trope is, I think, very obvious, which is if you don't understand what it is, then it must be something that special.
Look at this.
Oh yeah.
Listen to this music. What is going on right now?
We've entered the Donna Reed show.
Yeah.
But I do like how the actor playing Reed Richards is still very down and depressed.
Why is his hair already white like that?
Because it's 10 years later.
Some people's hair gray at faster speeds than others.
Some people bald at faster speeds than others, you know. So
I'm pretty sure his white stripes were supposed to come from the accident or the mutation or whatever you want to call it.
Well, he's old. We'll just accept that.
In fact, I think they get bigger when he gets the powers in the movie.
They don't really explain why Sue and Johnny are going off on a trip with them. Do they explain that they are also scientists or they're also engineers or something, you know, that makes sense to the mission?
No.
So this is like Star Wars Episode 2. It's like you were a kid before,
whoa!
and now
Stop.
I love you.
Don't compare things to Attack of the Clones because it's insulting.
Yeah.
It's love at first sight, though. But he saw her before when she was young, and
what's the worst Star Wars prequel?
Attack of the Clones.
Yep. There you go.
Episode 1 is
No.
Episode 1 comes closest to actually feeling like a Star Wars movie.
But it also has the problem in that Lucas chose to write dialogue for a child actor that was impossible to read.
Right.
And I'm not even going to say that he's a bad child actor, because I saw him do better in other movies.
Oh, look at this. That was great.
Yeah, but okay, so Phantom Menace is bad, but it's bad in interesting ways, and it's bad in entertaining ways at times.
Mm-hmm.
Attack of the Clones is just bland and boring and fucking a depressing dirge, and it makes me want to fucking kill myself.
Pretty much. And, you know, I'll never forget, I think it was on the History Channel, I saw a little 1-hour documentary. What the fuck are we watching?
What is this? Leprechaun!
Yeah,
Warwick
Leprechaun
Davis
has just invaded the movie.
I saw a little 1-hour documentary about the history of Star Wars. But the problem with this documentary was the guests on it were Newt Gingrich and some other people that made no sense, and they were talking about like Anakin Skywalker, you know, going over to the I know, right? Going over to evil and, you know, killing all those sand people and stuff. And Newt's talking like about this with like facts, like, oh yeah, back in the day, you know, dictators would do all sorts of crazy shit. I'm thinking like, this is the stupidest. Newt Gingrich likes Attack of the Clones.
Oh, wow.
Like, I hate him even
more.
more.
Like Newt Gingrich was the person they called who answered the phone.
Right.
I could be there today.
Yeah, I could be there to talk history and Attack of the Clones. Sure. I can talk about how reasonable that movie is.
I've got a book to sell. Sure.
Yeah, really. He actually did write a book. He wrote a book about what if Hitler survived.
He also I have read one of his books. He wrote a trilogy of speculative Civil War fiction.
Yeah.
What would happen if the Confederates won the Battle of Gettysburg?
Mm-hmm.
He's a really weird guy. Like,
well,
I don't know anything about him.
Well, you know, he's like a history professor or something, but at the same time, he doesn't know how to apply the facts of history into modern policy.
He's also a huge asshole.
He's also a huge asshole.
Who left his wife when he found out that she was diagnosed with cancer. That was his first decision, to serve her with divorce papers.
Yep.
I don't think she died, though. But
no, but still. Anyway, back to the Leprechaun.
Yeah, well, this is your typical Roger Corman thing. What he said is, we have a little person who is on staff, and he's so let's put him in the movie and put some stuff on him and make him one of the cronies because he has that cool look to him.
Well, it's possible this character. I don't know.
And they also got They also found an Abraham Lincoln impersonator too.
Wow. Well, I don't know much about the Fantastic Four comics, but I would hope that's a character from the comics.
They're not that I know of.
Okay, well, never mind.
You know
who would be great in these roles of the two henchmen of Doctor Doom? The two henchmen who eventually became the smart Goombas in the Super Mario Brothers movies.
Smart Goomba. Oh, fucking what are they called? Spike and Eddie?
Yeah, really.
Something like that. They're named after the Koopa, two of the Koopa kids.
Yeah.
The movie doesn't have Ludwig Van Koopa. That always bothered me. That was my favorite of the Koopa kids.
This prop, man. This prop.
It's a giant diamond. Or it's a block of rock candy.
Yeah, but they're treating it like it's a real thing, so that's something.
Mm-hmm.
It looks sciencey, and that's all I care about.
What I liked is how the actor playing Reed Richards actually added weight to that prop. He made it seem like it was heavier than it really is. The thing probably weighs like not even a pound.
Oh,
but
yeah.
he's acting as if it does have some gravity. There's some gravity pulling it down, So that kind of adds to the believability of the prop and therefore to the movie.
Absolutely.
Now, okay, this movie and in the Tim Story movie, it's really just the new Josh Trank movie. Like they're like assembled and they all kind of meet each other last minute. But in both of these, in all the other movies, they've known each other their whole lives pretty much.
Yeah.
Jerry O'Connell over here.
Who the jock?
The Thing. He's the Thing, right?
Yeah, Jerry O'Connell. Yeah.
It seems kind of. I'm bothered by the fact that he allowed his friends to say, "You're now the Thing." Doesn't that seem insulting?
What was that?
First of all, like that's a Stan Lee name.
Of course.
And
well, in the Tim Story movies, they come up with their names when Johnny Storm is on the news getting all this attention, which of course is what he likes. Johnny Storm's like a cocky bastard.
Yeah. In fact, exactly. This is a good example of a scene in those movies working. But continue.
That scene actually did work. They're like, well, so what are their names? And he's like, well, he can stretch, so he's fantastic, Mr. Fantastic.
Which makes no sense.
And then he makes up a name for Ben, like, well, he looks like a thing, doesn't he? Like that's some weird thing. That's just...
Mr. Fantastic is the only one whose name doesn't immediately give you some sort of image. I mean, the Thing tells you that it's some sort of abomination. The Human Torch tells you that he's, well, exactly that. A Human Torch. The Invisible Woman is the Invisible Woman.
Well, here's actually the thing. Here's the thing. I'm gonna say that's a phrase I use all the time, but it's been especially punny because we've been talking about Fantastic Four so much lately. Anyway, did you guys know the Human Torch is actually a solo character from the 40s that Stan Lee revived with the Fantastic Four?
Yeah.
I had heard that, but I don't really know much about comics, so...
I knew that. Human Torch was always kind of like one of my more favorite characters, especially within the Fantastic Four.
Well, he's got the most powers. He can turn into flames. He can fly. I mean...
And turn back into human, yeah.
Exactly. Versus, now Mr. Fantastic is probably the only one who has the best of luck because he can stretch like crazy. He's essentially invulnerable because he can stretch basically infinitely, can't he?
Pretty much. I mean, well, I don't know if he could stretch all around the world, but
But like if someone shoots him with a bullet, the bullet bounces off like rubber.
right. Well, they probably should have given him a name like Plastic Man or something.
Rubber Man?
Or Rubber Man, right. But I think Plastic Man has already been taken in DC. So,
And there's the song Plastic Fantastic Lover.
Yeah, there you go.
Huh? That fits right into the Fantastic Four.
Look at that. Doom is looking at this leprechaun. What the fuck is this? They call me a freak.
Alias the Jeweler.
That's an awesome computer. Yeah.
That's actually a pretty cool name for a henchman, the Jeweler.
A stupid henchman, yeah. Well, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of that TV show, The Flash. Not the new one, but the old one from the 90s. The one where Mark Hamill played the trickster.
Don't you love how Doctor Doom, it's clear that in some cases his voice is just coming through the mask? So
yeah, but that's probably how people would really hear him.
Right.
So I actually give some leeway. I'm like, I don't understand what you're saying, but it's truly frightening, sir. This is actually the best Doctor Doom that's been done. In live action, I mean.
Yeah, he genuinely looks like a comic book villain. And yes, he's corny looking, but Fantastic Four is by its nature one of the corniest of the comics. And that's what's fine about it. I mean, it's not meant to be... It's like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movies. It's meant to have camp to it.
Yeah.
I noticed Bill Leon fell off, so he'll probably join us back up in a minute.
I didn't even notice. I've just been watching the video.
Yep. But just...
Oh, okay. So just... Yeah, we'll have to tell him where we're at, time code-wise.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. Some Roger Corman space stuff where they're not actually in space.
But I like the way they're going handheld camera, and the handheld camera is...
They are really trying.
Yeah, the handheld camera is floating around, so it makes it feel, to some extent, like they're in zero gravity. At least to about as good of an extent as they can.
As much of one as they can, right.
And here we're getting a little miniature shot.
Science stuff, science stuff, science stuff. Yeah.
Pay me the big bucks. And here's a miniature shot right out of Battle Beyond the Stars. Gotta love those old school. I don't know if you know this, but James Cameron built all the miniatures for Battle Beyond the Stars out of milk cartons.
Nice.
And they look pretty good considering the budget. I mean, it's not great, but it's...
The diamonds are fake.
I like how that's his first reaction.
Well, actually, he's right. The jeweler replaced the diamonds.
He is right, but wouldn't his first reaction be what's going on, as opposed to knowing immediately that the diamonds are fake?
I guess. I don't know.
Oh, here's the cosmic radiation.
Oh.
We've entered a Werner Herzog film.
Well...
Next, we'll get a Gregorian chants in the background, and
then we'll get the Herzog narration. At this moment, the scientists in space find themselves irradiated. See, I'm not doing my best Herzog right now.
The cosmic radiation, which is a symbol for the pain. And
they are gazing into the pain of their lives.
Now, here's the thing. I do feel the need to be the geek and correct that in a Werner Herzog drama, like a fiction film, he doesn't narrate those films.
No, of course not. Yeah.
So, but it's just fun to throw the narration in there. That's kind of a weird edit because the ship explodes, and so you think they're supposed to be all dead. And
look at Dr. Doom's lair.
Yeah, Dr. Doom lives in Oz, apparently.
What I like is that he's so clearly evil.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
He's got the flames on each side of his chair. You know what I mean? It's just... He might as well have lions on chains.
Exactly.
Wow, we're so lucky to have crashed in the middle of nowhere.
Well, and you know it's the middle of nowhere because you hear that oboe, so it's like they're in the desert. Da, 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 da,
But
da,
it's like,
da, da,
but it's
da,
got,
da.
but there's grass,
Right, but you
so
know,
it's like they landed in an oasis.
I don't know. An oasis where there's oak trees and
Yeah, so more than likely it's probably the park across the street from the college campus. But still, they just threw some debris around and, you know.
that's a perfectly sciencey thing for Reed Richards to say. I must be in shock. I don't feel any pain.
I must be in shock. I don't feel any pain.
No, I buy that. That makes sense that a scientist would say that as opposed to.
Yeah.
Boom, I'm back. What time code are you at?
All
we
right.
are at 29:14.
Okay, hold on.
Sounds about right.
I'm gonna have to get another one from you in a second. Okay, what are you at?
29:25.
I'll split the difference at 30.
Yeah, 30's good. 30's good. That's where we're at.
Okay, yeah, fucking obnoxious Johnny Storm.
Oh, Johnny Storm! I can't believe we survived that.
Yes, I last thing I said before I dropped off was about Human Torch was originally from the 40s. So Stan Lee gets no credit for that name.
Oh, this is where he sneezes and he sneezes fire. There you go.
It's The Burning Bush. This is a Christian film.
No.
Did I do that? It's the 90s.
It's the 90s, exactly. Are you behind a tree, or?
Apparently, the costume was by far the biggest, the biggest expense on this movie.
The what costume?
I figured out
The things.
Oh, okay.
I figured out who Ben Grimm looks like.
Who?
He looks like Lou Ferrigno and Jerry O'Connell's kid.
That was a.
Every time they do the Reed Richards effects, it just looks funny because they don't know how
ridiculous.
They don't know how else to do it. They're like, okay, we got to use forced perspective. That's the only way we can do this.
But honestly, it works okay. I'm fine with it. It makes.
It works better than when Miles Teller in the climax of the Fantastic Four, the new Fantastic Four, uses his power to just punch Doom in the face. He's like, pop, pop.
Yeah.
like everyone else is doing their superpowers, and he's just like punch, punch. Burp, burp.
What, Oh, the only time I think the Reed Richards effects in this movie look really bad, it's coming up soon, when he talks to the doctor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he grabs his clipboard or whatever.
Take your own shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the only, really bad Reed Richards effect in this, if I remember correctly.
We're in spacesuits, but we have to stay warm.
Yeah.
They're not on Earth?
No, they're on Earth.
Okay, I was going to say, what kind of Planet of the Apes shit is this?
Yeah, the spacesuits are self-insulating. They should actually be quite warm.
They can even pee in them.
Yeah,
well, they don't. Do they advise that? I don't know.
I don't know.
Are they like still suits from Dune?
Oh,
you can pee in it and you can drink it?
Self-recycling.
How much work does this actor get regularly?
The guy plays Johnny Storm?
His name
I looked up the guy playing Reed, and he gets a decent amount of work.
I'm looking up Jay Underwood right now.
Jay Underwood, the only other movie I knew him from was a movie, I think, called The Invisible Kid.
He was in Win a Date with Tad Hamilton.
Who made that?
I have no idea.
Fuck, we don't care.
I've seen that one.
He was in The Invisible Kid, I think.
I watched that movie.
That was a fun movie when I was a kid. Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I mean,
it looks like Jay Underwood has had a fairly reasonable career until about 2006, and then he's only done a couple small things since then.
Now he's a carpenter.
is he?
I don't know. I'm just.
Is he?
Oh.
Is he?
Maybe he's a real estate agent. I don't know.
He's related to Steve Buscemi's character on Boardwalk Empire.
Interesting. One of his last credits was on the TV movie 44 Minutes, the North Hollywood Shootout. I
Hold on,
remember watching that.
I think I just made a huge blunder. Is Frank Underwood? That's
No, Frank
House of
Underwood.
Cards, right?
Yeah, it's House of Cards.
I said Boardwalk Empire.
Oh, that's why we didn't catch the joke.
Yeah, I fucked up.
I'm going to go ahead and just mention I still prefer the British House of Cards. If you haven't seen it and if maybe you're not a fan of the American version, watch the British version. It's the same storyline, but a whole different approach to telling it. It's more satirical.
Doom was like, "What do you mean alive?" For a second, I thought he pulled a hernia.
I want to see Doom and Shredder from the 1990 Ninja Turtles movie Showdown.
See, this is great because Doom is wearing the mask because he was scarred. He's not wearing the mask because it's not a mask because his skin can make metal.
And he doesn't have glow sticks all over him. He just wears a green cape.
Fucking it both up is the Tim Story movie where he wears the mask because he's deformed, but the mask is like a gift given to him by some kind of like
I thought
queen
the
or something.
I thought the mask came out of his face.
Oh no. He has the mask, but the mask was given to him for his charity work or something. Like it's weird.
I don't know. It's strange. Yeah.
So I think I missed it. What happened to the thing? Why is he not there?
What do you mean? Oh, his power just hasn't kicked in yet.
Oh, I see.
It's going to. Ben's just like confused. He's like, why is everyone acting like this, and what's happening to me?
Yeah, that's how it goes in the comics and in the Tim Story movie too.
Oh, so it's a latent thing. It happens. Ah, okay.
Unlike
and it's actually much more. It's actually much more tragic in this one because he's like, "What have you done, Reed?" You know, he's actually more pissed off than the others.
He gets pissed off in the Tim Story movie.
By the way, what's the deal with this dude in the wings on his hat?
It's a Thor reference, maybe.
Yeah, oh yeah, I didn't think of that. That could exactly yeah.
In fact, his hat might say something Thor delivery on it or something. I'm dead. I think I read that. Check the Wikipedia page. I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere.
Do you remember for the longest time the only Thor that we had that was close to the Thor comic book was Vincent D'Onofrio in Adventures in Babysitting?
Oh my God! First of
really.
all, I like that movie.
I do too. It's a good movie. It's fun. It's a fun movie. Yeah.
It's technically a Disney film, even though I think it might be a Touchstone or like one of their sub companies. But they say "fuck" in that movie.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
But that was when you could do that. There was a time when PG-rated films and PG-13 rated films could actually be edgy to an extent.
Warwick Davis, you're wanted on the set of For the Force Awakens. Warwick Davis.
Actually, who is the actor playing the jeweler? Ian Trigger. I've heard that name.
Oh, it is Ian Trigger. He was also in several pornos, including.
What?
Isn't that what you brought up earlier?
Yes,
that was the joke you brought up earlier.
I thought you were being serious about this actor being in porn.
No, I don't know. I don't think so. I hope not.
Oh, this was his last movie.
Oh.
Hook. Where's the hook?
He was born in 1942. He died in 2010, so he actually retired after this.
The jeweler's henchman.
We're burglars.
See, I like this, how, like, the bad guy, or one of the bad guys, the jeweler, is, like, this midget, and he has, like, this crew of henchmen that just follow him. Yeah, it reminds me of Batman Returns. You know, Danny.
Oh God,
I know
love
Danny
that
DeVito is
man.
not a midget, but still, he's a small guy.
You mean a little person?
He's a little person.
Yes.
Is he? I don't know. I think he's just a small guy. I don't think he's but he's able to come up with this band of misfits, and I like that. I like how like this eccentric crew can kind of get away with all this crime. Listen to this music.
Wow. Oh man, I was really hoping this whole scene would just be the blind girl taking out the bad guys, but like
One by one.
just like not even really realizing she's doing it.
Oh, like a Naked Gun gag or something?
Yeah, basically.
Or, more accurately, a Mr. Magoo gag.
Yeah, instead they're trying to touch her like Torgo from Manos the Hands of Fate.
I take care of the place while the master is...
I take care of the place while the master is away.
Did you ever play the Manos Hands of Fate?
When did Danny
mobile
Elfman take over score duty?
I don't know. No, I've never played the Manos game.
It's actually really fun. It's like an old school Super NES style game. Really
I played
hard.
it, and I swear to God, I've seen that movie like 3 times. I cannot tell you what happens in it.
Well, the plot of Manos Hands of Fate is basically non-existent, with the exception of the
It's like some
master
Rocky Horror shit, right?
No. It's
No.
not a musical at all.
No, I mean like Rocky Horror is about a couple whose car breaks down and they have to go to this castle.
Oh, yeah, I guess in
Oh,
that
okay.
sense it kind of
It's
is, yeah.
basically a couple and their child and dog get, their car.
They get lost.
Their car doesn't even break down. They just get lost, and so they decide to spend the night at a house randomly for no reason.
Right.
And the house just happens to be run by this dude who's got a whole bunch of women, and he wants the wife to be his new woman.
And he looks like Frank Zappa.
Yes. The Thing!
Oh, jeez. My crew. He runs with my crew.
Yeah.
My crew run, my crew run.
What?
Burr, 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 burr.
How do you guys think this looks better than Michael Chiklis?
It just does.
It does, because the Michael Chiklis suit didn't move. Do you notice how his facial, his face actually moves? He has reactions.
You can see the guy's flesh. You see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can in the Michael Chiklis one too.
Yeah, true.
And I haven't even seen the movie. I've just seen stills, and I can tell.
You know what I didn't like in the Tim Story movie was when they investigated the insides of Ben after he turned into the Thing, and they're like, oh, everything is made of rocks, even your organs.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
That was a dick joke?
I don't remember if they did a dick joke.
That might have been a dick joke.
Oh.
Well, the Thing he may not have a dick, but he can get his rocks off.
Okay, first of all, there's a line in Mallrats where Brody asks Stan Lee if the Thing has he says a dork made of orange rock. And, it would stand to reason, why would he be wearing pants all this time? And little underwear?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, if he didn't have a dick, that just adds to the tragedy. And none of this is addressed in Josh Trank's movie. That's all I'm saying.
That's true.
Because, really, you could... If a man turned to rock and didn't have a dick, that's David Cross cameo.
David Cross from Men in Black cameo.
Professor Scientist.
Looks like a skeleton almost.
They put him in these white pants. Yeah, I forgot about that. Maybe Bob Odenkirk will show up.
I like how they're depicting the Human Torch as slightly crazy with this. I'm making fires, you know?
Well, I guess that kind of makes sense. I mean, his power is he makes fire, he's fiery, and then
That's not a bad effect.
Yeah.
For
the time and their budget, that's not a bad effect.
Okay. Why would there be magic? Whatever.
This is what even baffles me more. Like, would you say this is a better movie than the Captain America 1990 film?
Yes.
The Captain America 1990 film is just boring.
That at least got a home video release. This could have done something on home video. Like Roger Corman puts out home video all the time, especially in the 90s.
Oh, yeah. Well, this movie came out in 1994, the same year as Carnosaur, one of his best.
It never came out.
Well, okay, it never came out, but...
But that's what I'm saying, though, is they could have put this out on home video.
This doctor is the worst doctor in the world, by the way. He's managed to inject
Here comes the most amazing effect of the film.
Yeah.
Okay. Back to Doom, alright. I love that shot right there. His fingers are...
You can tell his gloves are a little too awkward for him, so those gauntlets he can just barely manipulate. I want to get one of those big magnifying headbands and be... That's like the ultimate professor scientist gadget to have.
No, you'd be a scientist man.
Yes.
Hello, I am Scientist Man. I will explain to you Terminator Genesis.
That video is amazing.
There's a Scientist Man in this Invader Zim episode where they're watching this like monster movie, and they discover that germs will kill the alien invaders, human germs. But the way the scientists shows this idea is to get someone to sneeze, they use pepper, but this one like really over-enthusiastic scientist is like, yes, it's brilliant, we'll destroy them with pepper.
Okay.
It is funny. I did not do it justice.
I have a need for his diamond.
I have a need for ADR.
I love how he pronounces it diamond.
Oh, so he's Jamaican?
Yes, Dr. Doom he speaks in Jamaican. No, what?
Reed Richards!
Because Diamond.
Reed Richards!
Bring me the jeweler.
I will read your fortune, Miss Clea.
We have a bobsled team.
Oh, God, I remember those commercials.
Yeah, Miss Cleo.
Miss Cleo, poor Miss Cleo.
Well, what do you mean?
She went to jail. She went to jail for like fraud.
Yeah.
She's probably out of jail now, but
call me now for your free reading.
Your free towel reading.
Jamaica, you have a bobsled team.
They make fun of Miss Cleo on That's My Bush, and it's like all these white males pretending to be Miss Cleo.
Yeah, it's in the car. Guard Bear?
Guard Bear. Oh, God, I love That's My Bush.
By the way, do you see a barrel on that gun? Or does that just look like a metal prop gun without a barrel? I seriously didn't see a barrel. It was just like flat nozzle end to it. No phone, no lights, no motor cars, not a single luxury. Like Robinson Crusoe, as primitive as can be.
They got playing cards, though. I bet Gilligan's Island didn't have playing cards.
Oh, I'm sure. You know what? Gilligan's Island, they had anything they could make that the Professor Scientist could come up with.
There you go.
They had electricity. They had the bicycle thing. And then the Harlem Globetrotters came.
Oh my God! Did that actually happen?
Yes, there was a Gilligan's Island Harlem Globetrotters TV movie.
I know about the Scooby-Doo, but damn, Gilligan's Island.
And it wasn't animated. It was a live-action movie with the Harlem Globetrotters.
There was I believe it was Hanna-Barbera. I'm pretty sure there was a Hanna-Barbera Gilligan's Island show.
Yeah, that too. And I think they were on that too. But there was that period where the Harlem Globetrotters showed up in a ton of things. Inexplicably.
Well, honestly, that led to a really great element of Futurama. Huh. You know, have you seen that, Ken? You ever seen the Globetrotters in Futurama?
If the question is, was that on Futurama, the answer is I've not seen it.
That was a great episode of Futurama where they had to move stars around.
Yeah, well, but it starts off with the Globetrotters are from another planet, and they come to Earth and challenge the Earth. But, like, some shit goes down, blah, 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 blah. The leader of the Globetrotters is, like, a brilliant scientist, and from that episode on, like, recurs in the series as, like, one of the universe's smartest minds.
How did the Washington Generals figure into it?
They didn't.
No.
See, that's a missed opportunity.
No. You gotta see it. You gotta see it. In fact, honestly, yeah, like, I'm surprised you've never seen Futurama, because it's really good.
Well, I've seen, like, the pilot episode and a couple other episodes of the first season.
Oh, it gets really good after that.
Yeah, there's some really great episodes. Like, standalones, too.
Some really emotional episodes, too.
Yeah.
You know? The Diamond.
Tim Curry!
Can I still do The Rock?
Is it still stimulating?
Well, I guess he has to ask. I guess he has to ask Ben Grimm that now, right? Because he is The Rock.
I do The Rock.
I do The Rock. But the thing is, it stimulating?
I love how the jewelers, like cronies, have these old school weapons, like a blunderbuss and an axe and shit.
Now, maybe the jeweler is from the comics, but like as far as other Fantastic Four villains that aren't Doctor Doom, they fought Mole Men.
Oh, they fought Saul of the Mole Men?
No, they fought the Mole Men.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, like that's just that's what I'm getting at though. Is like that's the territory of Fantastic Four. Is what the hell?
No.
My video like just stopped.
I love the Doctor Doom POV shot with the fisheye lens.
Okay, my video just bugged out on me.
You might have to refresh.
Yeah.
We'll tell you about where we're at when you get it up.
Oh, look at that matte painting. Holy shit.
It's running now. What time are you guys at?
We are at 51:30.
51.
You'll see they're still in that room. And
Let me know when that flip happens.
Just happened.
51:43?
Yep.
Okay.
I love the raincoats.
Breaking Bad.
Time for rape.
By the way, I wonder if the actor who plays the Thing is the same guy who played the Grimace.
Where? Like in
Why would you wonder that?
Because the voice is like, it sounds like the fucking Grimace.
Well, they deepened. If it's the same actor that was playing Ben Grimm as a human, they like altered his voice.
Did you guys notice in the new Fantastic Four in the TV spots, some of the early TV spots, the Thing, the voice of the Thing was actually Jamie Bell's original voice when he was playing Ben before the accident. Mm-hmm. It was just his regular voice. But when you watch the movie, it's like a deepened, darker, monstrous voice.
Hey, have we talked about the Thing Burger?
Oh man,
yeah, I don't think we have.
Oh God,
that's a strange tie-in for this movie, isn't it?
For that movie specifically.
Did they do something like that for the Ang Lee's Hulk?
Oh, they might have.
Because I know they did the toys. They did the Hulk glove.
That's a funny question. That's a really good. That's good.
Okay, so Frank Welker did the grimace for McDonald's commercials.
Okay.
I did not know that. That just blew my mind.
That makes perfect sense.
And for cartoon movies, the grimace was voiced by Tim Blaney and Kevin Michael Richardson.
Oh, I did not want to hear Kevin Michael Richardson voice Grimace.
I don't have a problem with that, but Frank Welker is... I'm going to totally look up to see if he was like brought in to do the thing, because that voice is just like... It makes me think of the Grimace.
Who got paid on this movie? I guess everybody got paid, right?
I would presume they got paid your typical...
Who didn't get paid? That's the real question.
Probably interns or something.
Well, being Roger Corman's studio, anyone who didn't have to get paid due to union laws did not get paid.
ADR, man. Like, what is this Bane shit?
What's the crack?
Somebody should have showed this movie to Chris Nolan.
Wouldn't that be funny if if the Reed Richards just went, what? Speak up. What?
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 I didn't get that. Could you repeat that?
Oh my god.
If anybody watching this is this far into the video and hasn't seen Best of the Worst, Red Letter Media's episode where they watch this movie, you got to see that.
Go watch it, yeah.
It's good stuff.
They also watched Captain America, and they also watched Supergirl.
Supergirl. Who's seen Supergirl?
I have.
I have not.
I have. Oh, it's so terrible. It's kind of funny how bad it is. Like, it's an anomaly.
God, you could hear Dr. Doom's knuckles every time he moves his fingers.
Oh my god, dude.
Huh?
They ADR'd the Thing, but not Dr. Doom.
That's probably just one of those things they didn't get to.
Possibly.
They probably didn't have the actor for that period, like before they ran out of time.
Mm-hmm. But it's Dr. Doom, though. They could just overdub all of his lines and make it a different actor.
Well, hindsight's 20/20. You know what I mean?
With this
movie, I love how the Doom Troopers are all wearing the same kind of outfits.
We all wear skirts. Do.
Oh wee yo yo. This is good editing and photography right here. Setting it up, you know, the danger and the threat.
And here's the thing: this movie has never been less than interesting. It's not boring me at all.
Okay, so you see how it's clobbering time totally works.
Time.
It does, because it's not like he you know, that was something from his abusive brother.
Oh my god, that is the funniest. I was telling Ken, Bill, I don't know, man. I'm kind of like growing fond of how bad the new Fantastic Four movie is. A little bit.
What's funny is that abusive brother using its clobbering time could have worked if they included more material in the movie. It's where like Ben Grimm uses it as kind of like he subverts it instead of it being a sentence from his traumatic past. He's now using it to dictate his future.
Yeah,
they could have done something like that, but they didn't. He just brings it up once, and then that's it. That's not enough. Here, however, it's just a fun thing that the Thing says. He's like, he was already a tough guy.
This shit!
tripping someone with your stretch. That's just awesome.
Oh God, are they gonna make a Plastic Man movie?
I don't think so. I used to
don't know.
like Plastic Man. I used to watch that cartoon.
I don't know shit about Plastic Man. I just know he has the same powers as Reed Richards.
Yeah.
By the way, according to IMDb, there was ADR in this film.
What?
Just
Yes.
not in the right places.
Michael Clark was the supervising sound mixer and ADR recorder.
Wait. Let's hear this.
And very
Doom comes back to the lair. Oh, I almost forgot to tell you something. What the hell happened here?
That was a Shredder moment. That was like a clown moment. Dr. Doom is supposed to be like fucking, like you don't fuck with him, but so far he's kind of a joke.
Not really. Well, to a degree, but not.
That specifically was a fucking Shredder moment.
That was a Shredder moment. Yeah, that one moment. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, the actor who plays the Thing, Carl Sciarfilo, however you pronounce that last name, has been working as a stunt performer and stunt coordinator for over 30 years.
For some reason, I thought you were going to say the Thing's name was Carl Mingus. I don't know why.
But seriously, this guy did stunts in RoboCop 3, Beverly Hills Cop 3, Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit,
Loves them sequels.
Blank Man.
Blank Man.
Blank Man is not...
I like Blank Man.
When's the last time you watched it?
I only watch it whenever it comes on cable.
Yeah, but so when's the last time you saw it?
Years.
Yeah, it's not good.
Oh, you'll like this, Bill. He did stunts in Community.
Oh, that's weird.
Probably the paintball episodes, right?
He was. It was credited for the episode Modern Espionage.
Yes, that's one of the paintball episodes.
Yeah.
That's a great episode, by the way. They do kind of like a spin on the Captain America Winter Soldier scene where they're in the elevator.
Yeah, that was great. Fucking, okay, yeah, I was going to ask if that was season 6, but you just answered my question.
And I like this explanation right here for the Fantastic Four's powers, why they're so specific.
Because it's tied to their personalities.
That actually was a nice little touch. It's a little cheesy, but...
Well, this movie's cheesy enough as it is, so it makes it.
That's my point, though. That's why it's Clobberin' Time works. That's why this movie's faithful to the tone of the comics. Like, Fantastic Four is fucking cheesy. Like, it's the cheesiest of the cheese.
Yeah.
I don't know, and that's the thing, is like my main experience with the comics of Fantastic Four is the original 60s stuff with fucking Stan Lee, and I want to say Jack Kirby was the artist on it, but I could be wrong on that. But like that shit is fucking corny as hell, but it's great.
And it makes you wonder, like, can a dark Fantastic Four movie work? Or should it work?
Possibly.
I would argue the moment in the new Fantastic Four movie that worked best for me was that like very brief moment where the accident had just happened and you see them all fucked up and like Johnny Storm is basically just burning to hell and stuff. That was it was almost. It was almost like something out of like Naked Lunch, where it was just body horror. They were just weird looking and all grotesque.
Right.
But the thing is, that's like a rated R movie, and they did not want to make a rated R movie.
That's what we're getting at. Like, is that appropriate for Fantastic Four? It's kind of like the question: was Man of Steel appropriate for Superman?
Right.
And for me, yes, I think it rode that line, but I think
that's a really good comparison because now you can look at Man of Steel and go, okay, this is one person's vision. Fantastic Four is how many people's visions? I don't know. It's too many.
I don't think you could call it a vision. Well, if it is a vision, it's a horror.
It's a blurred. It's a blurred vision.
This is amazing. This is the sequence where he's trying to go out into the real world and people are frightened, and it's like. Aww.
Of course they're frightened.
I just want some hookers.
I just wanted to find out if I could make my rocks work.
There you go.
What does the rocks say?
Going to church? Or no? What is this?
No, he's covered himself in newspaper.
No, it's like a blanket.
Oh, it's a blanket?
Oh,
Okay.
symbolism. He's being thrown out with the trash.
Actually, that's good. I didn't think of that.
Yo, okay, it was Red Letter Media made this joke, but he's coming off as real Toxic Avenger right now. I don't know what you want.
Oh man, they were supposed to do a Toxic Avenger remake.
Yeah, I don't know if that's.
I don't know if it's still going to happen, but Arnold Schwarzenegger was in talks to play the mayor.
What?
Yeah,
Man.
to play the mayor of Tromaville.
Okay, well. The thing, but here's if they remade Toxic Avenger today, like, would it have tits in it? Would it have like?
No.
Would it
Would it have heads exploding like watermelons?
Would it have Bozo needlessly killing children?
Sure, but it would provide Troma with money to produce something else.
They're making movies.
I know, but they're just barely making movies. I mean, like, it's still taking them time and everything, and resources. So if they were to sell the rights to, like, I don't know, Anchor Bay or something, I mean, like, let them remake Toxic Avenger, whatever. I'm sure someone could do. I'd like to see Jason Eisner do Toxic Avenger, the guy who did Hobo with a Shotgun.
Right. That would be.
That would be excellent.
What's he working on? Is he doing something?
He's been doing a lot of shorts and music videos lately. He did a short for that VHS 2 movie. That
and
was
ABC's
really
of
good.
Death he also did.
Yeah, ABC's of Death. Yeah.
Yeah, Jason Eisner is his name.
He's really good. He's really talented. I would have pegged him to do RoboCop, actually.
Well, he has.
That's actually fucking genius, man.
He's hinted for a long time that he has been wanting to do the spin-off of Hobo with a Shotgun based on the plague.
Right.
And that would be
fucking He should have done RoboCop. That's actually a really good fucking. Wow.
Now, most recently.
God damn, Hollywood fucks up.
Yeah, most recently he's the executive producer of the Turbo Kid movie. Which, if you've seen the trailer
for
Turbo
Kid.
Oh my God. Watch the trailer for Turbo Kid. It is basically.
We'll do it when this is over.
Oh, of course, but basically, Turbo Kid is everything very much in the same boat as like Hobo with a Shotgun, where it is just a stylistic mindfuck of a movie. It's a Canadian-New Zealand co-production that. Just ask Hawk Ripjaw. He's got a hard-on for this movie. Based off
He's seen it?
No, the trailer. And the reviews are positive so far.
The Queen. I like how they have this little subculture that's like in a neighborhood of this vast city. Like, oh, she's the queen.
This turned into an episode of Blackadder all of a sudden.
Yeah, really.
Oh, just so you know, Bill, Jason Eisner also directed directed a segment for the Trailer Park Boys Live at the North Pole.
Directed a segment? Okay.
Yes.
Oh. I don't know if I watched that. I saw them. I went to see them do a Christmas live show in Philly, and it kind of made me like I'm not gonna. I don't know. I don't know.
You weren't a fan?
They have some intense fans, and some of them probably live in trailer parks.
Ah, okay.
That's fine. That's fine. That's whatever. Cool.
You can't help what kind of fans you have sometimes.
Sometimes.
They put on a good show, though.
And see, here's the thing. This makes sense, though, in this scene, because the jeweler is sort of embracing the thing because they're all kind of freaks.
Remember, did you guys ever see that movie called Freaked?
I've seen Todd Browning's Freaks.
Yeah, that's the...
No, Freaked with Alex Winters.
No.
Oh, man. That movie's so funny.
I'm fascinated by the fact that he makes movies, but I don't think I've ever seen a movie he's made.
Yeah.
But I'm a big Bill and Ted fan.
Well, I don't know if he made that movie, but he was...
He's directed some stuff, actually.
He's directed a lot of stuff, yeah. He regularly makes movies.
Wait, did she already give them the costumes?
Yeah.
Yes, we were talking over that scene.
We talked over a lot. Sorry. Well,
We don't need that tight of a close-up on Reed, by the way. That was way too tight. That was like right in his face.
It's stylism, though.
this is what? This is a receipt.
I have to go over our inventory.
I gotta do our taxes.
We spent so much money on building this science lab.
Yeah, we went to IKEA one too many times.
You don't know how expensive those blinking light displays are.
I feel like I've seen Sue Storm in some. Or no, who does she look like, man? She looks like that chick from Mr. Show.
Oh.
You know who I'm talking about?
Which one? There's a few.
Yeah, I know. She's in some of their sketches. She
As is most women who are on
yeah,
it.
but okay, so she's not. What's her name? The girl that's like kind of famous, and she's on
Still not
24.
helping.
The one that's on 24.
See, I've never seen 24, so that doesn't.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Is she the young girl? The young girl who was in that movie?
Mary Lynn Raskub, or
The Girl Next Door, or something like the.
Are you talking Jill Talley?
no, not Jill Talley.
Because Jill Talley's what was a member of the main cast.
In 24, are you talking about the
I'll tell
actress who's like the secretary, or she's like the one who's always on the headphones in the
Yes.
computer?
Yes.
She's
that's
also
her.
a comedian.
Yeah, she was on Mr. Show.
There's besides Jill Talley, other female comedians who worked on it. Teresa Mulligan.
Let me look at her picture. Hold on.
I think he's right. I think
now.
Bill Leon's right. I think it's Marilyn Raskub or.
I don't know how to pronounce her name.
Yeah.
There's also Karen Kilgarth.
No.
That might be. No. The one I'm talking about. I'm not talking about Mary Lynn Raskub. I'm just clarifying to him that that's not who I'm talking about.
Oh.
Oh my god. I gotta fucking. I'm gonna have to like look up this woman's face.
Doom just shoots Abe Lincoln.
No, god damn it. Okay.
Okay. According to Wikipedia, Marilyn Raskub was on 24, so that must be who you're talking about.
Yeah, that's not who I'm saying that Sue Storm looks like. I'm talking about a different woman from Mr. Show.
Well, okay, is the character on 24 that you're talking about, is it the daughter of the main character?
It's the girl on the headset.
Well, that's Marilyn Raskub.
Yeah, she was on Mr. Show, but I'm not talking about her.
Then who are you talking about?
I'm trying to find that out.
I think we should probably get back to talking about the movie.
Well, hold on. No, I need to know now.
Well, okay, the actress who plays Sue Storm is Rebecca Staab, S-T-A-A-B, which is also an amazing porn name. But she was a former beauty pageant competitor in Miss USA, and was also on The Young and the Restless, The Wonder Years, CSI.
Doom's like laughing at this just like we are.
I'm going to find out who the fuck I'm talking about, because I know who I'm talking about.
She was Miss Nebraska. Oh, her most recent credit of note is she had an appearance on the TV series Masters of Sex.
So, why did Ben turn back into himself with the power of love?
Nope, he didn't.
Now he's back to the thing, yeah. That was a little confusing, but at the same time, I can't fault it because it was kind of well crafted.
I don't know about that.
I think so.
I would call it hilarious.
Yes, it was hilarious, but I mean, well crafted in terms of like the editing.
Uh, I love how he's doing his hand signals.
Right. This it's like he's trying to make up for the fact that you can't see his face.
Which you kind of, I wouldn't be surprised if that was a directorial decision. They said, you know, you look kind of boring. Your mouth isn't moving, so why don't you give us a little bit of physical acting?
Zap.
Yep. That laser you saw, and he points his fingers. Stock footage of nuclear bomb going off.
You have 12.
And he draws 12. Why do villains always go for, like, New York City for their first demonstration?
Because it's a statement.
Yeah, I guess, but... I mean, if I had to wipe out a city on Earth, I mean...
You'd wipe out Boise, Idaho?
I've never been to Boise, so I can't say... Admittedly, I can't say that there's any city in the United States that I would wipe out.
None of these fucking women have goddamn pictures on IMDb. I give up.
I might get rid of Indiana, because fuck Indiana.
Because fucking what?
I said because fuck Indiana.
Oh.
The entire state of Indiana is literally there just to make you drive an extra 2 hours to get somewhere.
So, okay, she just said she loves Reed. Shouldn't Reed now turn back into a guy who can't stretch his body?
No.
Oh, that's frightening.
Right.
Oh, titular line. And
That was a good moment, though, with the hands, with them joining up as a team finally.
Mm-hmm.
That was alright. Again, that works in this movie. It doesn't work when the whole movie is brooding and dark and weird.
So now we get to see the Fantastic Four in uniform take action. Now, how is this fair to the Thing? Everyone else gets a full bodysuit, and the Thing gets only pants.
Well, I guess if you were to give him a shirt, it would cover up too much of his body, and that's less intimidating.
Possibly. What if he gets cold, man? I mean, he's a rock. Rocks don't absorb heat too well.
I didn't think of that.
Oh my god.
No.
Womp, 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 womp. That sound effect is hilarious.
They did ADR on him.
Yep.
They had to have done ADR on him.
The fact that he's not in other scenes is clearly a thing if they just didn't probably have time to do it.
I like how he's got the robe completely over him now. So maybe it really is cold. Maybe they should have given the Thing a shirt.
Look at the Thing in the background. Doesn't he appear like he's shivering?
He kind of does, yeah.
Nope.
Doom.
Now, my favorite bad guy with the last name of Doom is Tulsa Doom from Conan the Barbarian.
You know what?
What?
What? Tulsa Doom was friggin' James Earl Jones. You can't be more awesome than that. I love how he said, you know what, and then he muted himself.
That's what revenge means in sign language.
Yes.
Revenge!
He's having so much fun acting with his hands. I wonder if he's a hand model.
Well, no, because he's not. His hands are covered with
Well, yeah,
gauntlets.
but he's acting with his hands, though. It's like his main focus.
Well, perhaps.
But no, it makes the most sense that he was just given direction to use his hands to distract from the fact that you can't see his mouth move.
Which is funny because Darth Vader didn't have to do that, and
Right.
you could tell exactly how he was feeling.
Right. Of course, then again, that comes back to James Earl Jones. When you have a very good voice actor behind it.
Sure. Yo. So we're watching this now, and yesterday, I don't know why this just reminded me of this, but it was announced yesterday at the Disney Expo that Colin Trevorrow is going to direct Episode 9.
Oh, yeah.
The director of Jurassic World, the very successful Jurassic World.
Which, honestly, I am worried just because while I enjoyed Jurassic World, it wasn't because of its direction that I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it mostly just because I thought it delivered, it delivered passable thrills. It's not a particularly memorable movie to me.
Not really. It's kind of a geek out movie. Like it's very self-referential.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's hard for it to stand on its own.
Maybe it's just a matter of now that they've got, they've had the good director helm, J.J. Abrams helmed the first one. Maybe the next one is going to be held under the protection of the studio, not unlike the Kevin Feige Marvel films.
Maybe, but the next one is Rian Johnson, Episode 8, who did Looper, who did Bricks. He's a very good director. And he's also, I believe, writing the movie. Mm-hmm. So I think that for that one, they're going to go in a more creative. Not that J.J. Abrams isn't going to be creative, but they're going to go into a more out there realm. And then maybe the third one, Episode 9, that one's probably going to be the studio-controlled one, where they just need someone to direct the components.
Like Richard Marquand's direction in Return of the Jedi.
Sure, like where it's very competent, very efficient, but it's not particularly standing off on its own in terms of style.
I would say the one thing that worked for me in Return of the Jedi were the scenes with the Emperor, and that was more of the Emperor's performance that I think really made it work.
Right, which was good because the director just let him go. He was like, he maybe gave him some direction, but it was for the most part like, no, Emperor has to be like the Emperor. I'm not going to interfere with that.
We're all so into this finale.
3, 2, 1. And I love how he's faster than a laser coming up. No, you can't.
This looks like a commercial.
I like how he says, no, but I can, but there was no explanation. Like, no one said anything.
But what I like even more is he's faster than a laser.
Yeah.
Like, the laser should have already reached its destination by now.
Well, it's the speed of light, so yeah, that's...
You know what I mean? Like, that's like child cartoon logic.
And they did specifically call it a laser. It wasn't... You don't have the excuse like in Star Wars where they're blasters. So you could argue that it's not technically light speed.
Right. It's like energy or something, but still.
Right.
Feeling up the pecs.
Well, if you can call them pecs, yeah.
Uh-huh. Ooh.
He's a stone-cold lady killer, isn't he?
He must have a big rock dick.
That's a little much, but okay.
Yeah, I just, for a moment there, my head, after you said that, Bill, jumped to the logistics of coitus with the thing, and it just dawned on me, that has gotta be the most painful, he would have to use like a finger, right? Even that, it's rock. How do you make rock?
Put a Jimmy hat on it.
You would have to use all of the lube to make that work.
God.
Whoa.
That's why you just punched him. Like,
Hey, look, that was reminiscent of what Miles Teller does.
Yeah, exactly. Whoopee!
This is for being a real jerk. That's funny.
He fell in. Oh, no, he didn't. Where are you flying to, Human Torch? I'm going to Circuit City. That's Circuit City. Circuit City Deluxe.
Yes, he's turned into a CGI, 90s
Like
CGI guy.
Like
There
a
was-
commercial.
There was a concept video in the mid-90s for a Silver Surfer movie. Did you guys ever see that video?
No, what?
Yeah. They made like a quick 2 or 3 minute video of Silver Surfer saving a kid from a bully. And it was a concept video for a potential Silver Surfer standalone movie.
Did they use effects like the T-1000 in Terminator?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Fuck you, friend.
Oh, I
Ah!
No more glove.
No glove, no love, bitch.
Smell the glove, Reed. Smell the glove.
Isn't that like that's exactly what humans do though? They smell something they've just grabbed onto. We're really weird like that.
Wow, you're getting sciencey.
Yeah, no, I mean, but no, seriously, like in real life, they have like this instinct to just sniff something really quickly. It's like I don't know why.
Well, it's like you walk into a bathroom and you smell things and you're like, why did I do that? I
why
knew,
did I just
I
do
knew
that?
this was
Yeah.
not going to be pleasant.
And why is the hand still moving, like the glove? You know?
His hand's not in it, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's supposed to be a hint that he's still alive.
I know, and that works, but
Look at this.
How did the laser, by the way, to reach New York, the laser has taken a long time. Oh, God.
and fire is stopping the laser.
Unfinished special effects.
Still, this is better than the other Fantastic Four movies by a long shot.
This
That's
is a
true.
better score.
Yeah.
Yeah, the music in this is actually kind of memorable.
It's really reminiscent of Superman.
It is, but it's not
But
exactly.
it works. It works for this. You know, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's great music, but
it's more memorable than the new movie, which
Oh,
I mean
yeah.
everything.
Even though
You
it
could
was,
say-
it was supposed to be a Philip Glass score.
Oh, God.
Mhm.
Well, Philip Glass is all about just ambient music, so his music isn't memorable by definition.
Right.
Come on, guys.
I got my underwears on.
Yeah, you didn't even wear a tux for the wedding, the thing? What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I
I've thought of this day since I was a little girl. Creepy.
I guess just in case they get into any scrapes at the wedding, you know. I mean, if you remember in Rise of the Silver Surfer, they had to fight the Silver Surfer. Oh, look at that.
Oh, that's the best.
the giant rubber hand. Oh man, that's just amazing. That's like
Wacky
something out of Airplane.
That reminds me of the wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man.
Yeah.
I have to say, this is honestly a lot of fun of a movie to watch. It really is.
Even though we talked about stuff unrelated to the movie.
But of course,
There's
but
a lot
you know
of it.
that's what.
But no, it is. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're not wrong.
Commentary is to fill it with words, and
Yes.
there is so much to appreciate in this versus fucking Josh Trank's Trank Wreck. That should be, if they make a documentary about
They should
the
call it
new
that,
Fantastic
yeah.
Four, they should call it Trank Wreck.
Or Josh Trank's stank wreck.
Uh,
Isn't stank kind of like a disgusting word?
I guess.
You know what I mean? It doesn't kind of make stank. Ugh, you know.
Stink.
Unless you
Stank.
use
Stunk.
unless you use it in the Jack Black from Tenacious D, put some stank on it means a good thing.
Yeah, but you gotta say it the right way.
Yeah.
Do, do, do. This is
There's a lot of weird credits in this movie. Digital dialogue editor.
nobody. What dialogue editor?
Yeah, really.
So, well, I had a lot of fun with this. Any final closing thoughts on the Fantastic Four?
It's definitely worth seeking out.
Yeah.
It's worth even researching and learning about. You know,
Yeah.
it's just a very interesting story in the tomes of geek filmmaking.
Mhm.
You know, comic book filmmaking, especially given now where we have cinematic universes and everything.
Yeah.
that, and we also have Josh Trank's Fantastic Four.
That, and we also have Josh Trank's Fantastic Four. Yeah. I feel kind of partially bad for Josh Trank because
A little bit, not too much.
not too much because
especially
because
that
of the
whole.
studio interference, but at the same time, I can't agree 100% with his approach to the film, whereas his proposed approach to the film.
It's a sign of someone who doesn't really have a love for the source material.
I don't agree with how he's dealing with this. He was like, he tweeted, you know what I'm going.
Yeah, the weekend of his movie, he tweeted in a reaction to the movie that he was, that this wasn't my movie. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. He waited until the negative reaction. If he had tweeted, like, say, a week before the release or something like that, before people had seen the movie, and said, I am disowning this movie, then first of all, he probably would have gotten sued by the studio. But I would have had more.
Wow, really?
For torpedoing his own movie.
Not the torpedo. Well, I don't know. I don't know.
He probably would have, but
Yeah.
I would have more respect for him because he'd be honest, and because I guarantee. So what if this movie came out and even if critics were badmouthed it, what if it was a huge hit? Do you think for a moment he would have tweeted that it wasn't his movie?
I want to see his version of the movie.
Yeah, just for the sake of seeing it, I would like to see his version.
Based on the bad blood that he's created, I doubt we'll ever see it. But
Right. Wow.
who knows?
It's too bad. He was going to do a Boba Fett movie, supposedly.
Yeah, well, I think they decided to go against that when he made that wonderful move of tweeting out his opinion. If he had stayed quiet...
Well, it was before that. It was actually before the movie came out that they made that decision. And it was partially, from what I understand, because of his erratic behavior on set. Supposedly, he created a tent. Like, on set, he created a tent around his monitor, like an actual tent.
Mm-hmm.
Because he didn't want to be bothered and he didn't want to deal with other people.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
But, hey, that's like if you've ever read up on the making of Ishtar. There's famously the director during that movie was misanthropic, to say the least.
Is that true?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta hear about this.
Well, with that said, I want to thank you all for joining us on this wonderful commentary track, or, well, I guess you get to judge whether it's wonderful or not. I think it was. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And have a good evening.
All right.